Yeah, we'll be covering back recoveries, like control recoveries for this week. But prior to doing any sort of recovery movement, you first need to understand the pattern of escapes that your training partner is going to do, and then based on those escapes, you adapt and basically recover back control. Okay, so let's just start with our training partner having 2 hooks in and some sort of upper body control. Remember that he can have over under this way, he could have double unders, or he could have over under on this side, or he can have both arms over. Based on what kind of control he has, my escape is obviously going to be determined by that. This is not an escape class, this is more just the conceptual movements that people are going to do so that we understand what recoveries will be done. We'll go in depth into like back escapes a little later. Okay, so for now, for argument's sake, we can just start with double unders since it's going to be a little easier for you guys to just practice the escape movements. Okay? And even with the lower body control, he's going to just use hooks for the time being as opposed to any sort of body triangle closed wedge around it. Okay? So, assuming we fall to a side, my pattern of escape can begin either by addressing his lower body and starting to perform an escape with my lower body, or I can begin any sort of like head first escape where I start to move my head and do anything like that. Okay? We'll begin with a lower body form of escape. As you can see, he has 2 hooks. I can start to either address the bottom hook or I can address the top hook. Okay, it just depends on what's being provided to you. But let's look at the movement that I'm going to do to actually get rid of this bottom hook. Okay, what needs to be done, if I just keep trying to walk against this and he's back heeling, I'm never going to be able to escape. What needs to be done is my top hip must start to go down towards the mat, and my bottom hip must start to point upwards. And this is going to be done with the assistance of your knee. Okay? And assuming that he's on the underside of the side, his head's probably going to be here. Okay? If he's not, then we'll see what we're going to do and what not. Okay? So this hip is up, this hip is down. I need to change the orientation and then start moving outwards. That's when this hook starts to get clear. Okay? As this hook starts to get clear, I can keep moving out, out, out and away. And if you notice, now we've broken alignment, I can start to perform any sort of escape from here. That's not important again right now. Let's just understand that hip movement of this hip dropping and the other hip coming up. I can also escape the top hook, right? I can reach to the inside and start to clear. This can be easy or hard, just depending on the kind of grip that you can get. Maybe I get a physical grip like this, but I can address the top hook itself. Okay? Post this, I can either switch my leg over and start to go towards a turtle position and start to go somewhere like this, or I can clear the top hook and then kind of hop over using the same hip dropping motion, and now I'm clear out. I can start to go towards him. Alignment being broken again. Be really, really comfortable doing these movements because if you're not doing the correct form of escape, then the correct recoveries will not essentially be processed. So that's the lower body escape. I can also escape with my head first. So let's say you have the head in and we fall to a side. Okay? I can start by escaping just my head position first, maybe scooting over. And if you notice that my elbow is jammed, it's all about elbow position if I'm trying to escape with my upper body first. As long as his elbow is outside my elbow like this, I'm not going to be able to escape. What I need to do is start to bring my elbow inside. So let's say he had his arm over, right? In this case, what can happen is, one is I unravel this grip and I start to turn towards him, eventually facing him. Or, what I can also do, if you notice he has one under and one over, I can pummel my arm in and basically end up with both sides under. Okay? The value of doing this, just understand that when he has 2 arms under, he has immense control over my upper body. But he does not have a good ability to strangle me because he does not have a strangle arm. Whereas if he had 1 arm over, now he clearly has a strangle arm. Okay, so the position becomes a little more threatening in terms of strangle, but less in terms of control. Okay, So when he falls to this side, the strangle is imminent. So what I can do is always get rid of that strangle arm and start to win the position under. What I can also do is basically move his strangle arm to the same side of his head. And if I did that, again, he does not have any strangle and I can work towards my escape. What can also happen is he has an arm over and under. Let's say he fell this way. Now in this case, this becomes the strangle arm and this becomes the control arm. So if he were to go to a strangle here, he can still finish me, alright? So the idea will still be to break the head trap. Now, the strangle arm and the head are on the same side of the body. If I was going with the head first escape, I can still do a lower body based escape first, clearing this and going in this direction, everything is still valid. But let's say I want to break the head trap, this would be really hard to do in this case. Because his arm is on the top side and for me to take it over my arm is going to be extremely difficult. But what I can do is move my head and now we've created the same condition again basically. Okay? And you'll notice that when the arm is on the top side, bringing the elbow in between you and him is going to be a lot easier. Okay? So that pretty much sums up the escapes. At least the movements, the starting movements, and the recoveries are going to deal with basically the starting movements so that you escape when just a little bit of alignment is broken, and then from there, maybe you've lost the back completely and you regain it from there. So we'll step by step progress into the escapes as well as the recoveries. Okay. I know we haven't yet gotten into like full training and all of that. So let's just get comfortable with these movements. We've already shared a previous drill of simple reset and recoveries. Start doing that. We're going to go a little more in depth than that. Okay, but I think begin by just learning the escape movements and then we can start adding the recovery movements from there. Okay.